Morning, 21st of September 2023, and it's bright and sunny outside for a change after deluges. So what am I reading? Very little time to read, and I only read in dribs and drabs. I like biographies and autobiographies. I can't really be annoyed with much else. This is lightweight stuff. This is The 12 Dells of Christmas by David Jason. Very interesting guy. 300 pages, and there's colour photographs all the way through. Well, not all the way through, but you know, plenty of colour photographs. Very interesting boy. He made his way up from, just a normal working class terrace house family to worldwide stardom. And the breaks that he got. So the book is embellished with various stories, reminiscences, and all the rest of it from childhood and from latter years, and plenty of name dropping and the people that he worked with and was on the stage with, and how difficult and all it was. So it's a good read. The book reveals quite a few interesting facts that you might not have known about David Jason. David Jason isn't his proper name, of course, and why he had to change it and all the rest of it. He writes in a style where that I would describe as possibly long-winded. Not sure whether that's the right word or not, but he never uses one word where 20 will suffice, if you get my meaning. He uses quite flowery language as well, and plenty of wee stories and anecdotes and all the rest of it, which some people might find interesting. I did. His style reminds me of Ronnie Corbett. Remember, Ronnie Corbett used to sit in the big seat, quite small on the big seat, dangling his legs and kicking his legs and all, and used to go into these monologues. Well, David Jason's a bit like that. Tells stories in a very roundabout, long-winded fashion. But that's his style. I find it very easy to speed read through this book. You can get through 20 pages in, a few minutes. And he makes references to various things in various stories. He's what I would call a divergent thinker, because he starts off on one track and fires off in a different direction. You might not have known that he flies his own helicopter. He's quite a character, into his 80s now. So I would thoroughly recommend this book for anybody, as I say, who's interested in only foods and horses. It was being sold there for £22, so it's not cheap. But I reckon, it's a few years old now. This, I reckon that you could pick one of these up for a couple of quid, if that. in your local charity shop. So if you do spot it, well, get hold of it. Most people remember David Jason, and he's Sir David Jason as well, born 1940. Most people remember him from Del Boy and Fools and Horses, but I would have rated A Touch of Frost way above only Fools and Horses. Not saying Fools and Horses was not my cup of tea or anything, but A Touch of Frost was very, very realistic in many respects. Brutal in many respects, but then Murder is brutal. He has a number of other books out. And he's the author of three #1 Sunday Times bestseller books, My Life and My Life, Only Fools and Horses, and A Tale of a Life. And he's had some career. And he calls a spade a spade. Okie doke.